Hey everybody, it's Dave here from Trigger RC, and what I wanted to do today is show you just how easy it is to dye plastic. Now, for all of you Traxxas owners, almost every car that comes out, car, truck, truggy, whatever, that comes out today, they all have the same gray plastic. And I know for a while ago there were editions that didn't have gray plastic, and they came in black and they looked really good. So what I've done here is created just a quick video to help show you guys how really genuinely easy it is to dye some plastic. So the first thing you got to do is take it all apart. If you're dyeing your chassis, you got to take the entire thing apart. As you can see here, I've got lots of cleaning to do. There's a few other gray parts too, like the things that hold the suspension on. This is a Summit. This is a Traxxas Summit here. So the suspension is inboard, and there's these swing arms that hold the suspension. I forget what they're called now, but anyways, those are gray too. I want to make them black. I wanted to make everything I could black. So the first thing I did, obviously, was take everything off the chassis. It's really dirty, and you need to get it clean. Anything that has grease on it, dye will not stick to. Anything that has WD-40 on it, dye will not stick to. You have to get rid of all of it. Also, this is a good opportunity to clean your truck. You have all the parts off. They're easily accessible. As you can see here, I like to organize them as best I can. Take the opportunity to clean the whole truck. Why not? You have it apart, right? How often do you get to have your whole truck apart? So I'm showing you just a view here of how genuinely dirty. And you know what? I'm pretty good with cleaning my truck. If I take it somewhere, I get the hose out and everything. And when you get everything off, you'll notice that there's still lots and lots of stuff. Sand is the enemy. Geez, I've learned that. The sand from a sandbox or from the beach or whatever will get into everything. It's really bad. So, at any rate, this is some of the prep work that you need to do is going to be around cleaning the chassis, and then I'm going to show you as well that for almost every other dye video that you see on YouTube, and there's lots of great ones, they have a pot that's big enough to dye the entire thing all at the same time. Now I'm going to be doing a black dye, so I'm not too worried about uniformity because I'm going to be able to just dye the entire thing as black as I could possibly can. What I've not been able to do is find a pot that's big enough for this Summit, this huge chassis. So I'm going to have to dye it in segments. So I'm going to have to dye, half and then flip and then half and then flip and then half. So it's actually 4 pieces I'm going to have to dye it in, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. Also, I wanted to show you here, there's other little parts that are often, stickers and foam pads and other stuff. And you want to make sure that when you're cleaning up your chassis, you get rid of everything. Peel the sticker off, yes, but then also make sure that the glue residue is off, because that the dye won't stick to. So I know it might be painful, but you're going to want to get it into a sink, scrub the entire thing down, and then get it into get out some Q-tips and really give it all of the holes and everything. Make sure that it's clean. So here we go. My chassis is satisfactory clean. These guys were dirty too. They all had ball bearings in them, so I had to remove all those. I'm happy. You can tell right away that it's a completely different looking chassis now that it's all cleaned up. It reminds me, except for a few scuff marks, it reminds me of when I first got my Summit. I recommend that you do this not on your regular range if you don't have to. Now, dye is dye, and it will dye stuff. They say it all over the box. Anything it comes into contact with, honestly, it will dye. So, not a bad idea. If you have a camping stove, get it out and go to your outside on your deck or your garage. You're going to need some tools. You're going to need some tongs. You're going to need RIT Dye. RIT brand dye is what I've chosen. You're going to need some hot mitts so that, or oven mitts, so that you can lift the pot at some point. Make sure you're well prepared. Now, I've used fishing line to help put all the things together so I can get them out of the pot easily. I've just strung fishing line through everything that I'm going to be dyeing, and then that's, I hope anyways, the intent is to help me be able to fish it all out of the pot. You want to keep it moving a little bit because you don't want anything burning to the bottom or anything melting to the bottom of the pot. I've never had an issue with that though, so no big deal. So here I am, I'm heating up the water, and I've dumped the RIT dye in, stirred it around a little bit, and submerged the chassis on one side. As you can see, it only fits about half. So the process is I'm going to have to do half, and I did it in 5-minute segments. Half, flip, here we are. So you can see the first half is done. I've got it submersed now upside down. So the it's starting to get black. It starts, it'll go in stages. So it goes charcoal, and then it goes really black, and then it goes really, really black. And what I was trying to do is match it with this the Traxxas doors that are on the side of the Summit that hold the batteries in. I wanted to make sure that the black was the same black. Here we go. I flipped it again a couple times. This is about 20 minutes or 25 minutes into the process now, so it's getting quite dark, and I'm quite pleased with the way it's come out. I've stayed on top of it, so here we are. This is the finished product. You can see it's really black. I'm really satisfied with the way that it dyed. It matches the doors. It's the exact same black that Traxxas ships with all of his other black parts. It's still, you can see the scuffs and what have you, but that's just because it's used and abused and well loved. So it's really that easy, you guys. Don't be afraid to go out and buy a $1.99 pack of RIT dye and try this yourself. The end result, the next video I make is going to be just how my Summit looks with all the black. So thanks for watching. This is Dave from Trigger RC. We'll see you next time.